Hi friend, this is James. So you want to start your first Airbnb. You want help on your Airbnb. You just want more knowledge on your Airbnb. Well, this is a video for you. Remember to like, show a little bit of love to that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any updates on real estate or the Denver metro area housing market. Probably the biggest thing you need to know, the biggest tip that I can give you for an Airbnb is to make your listing stand out. Depending on where you're at, you're going to be competing with a lot of different Airbnbs, hotels. Act like it's a hotel. Would you want to go stay in a hotel where there's just like clothes just laying around, just pictures just on like a camera, just off the phone, and just bad lighting? Or do you want to stay at a place with professional photos? So at the bare minimum, to have photos for Airbnb, in my opinion, if you want to be successful at this, is have one of the top phones right now, the Galaxy S21, the iPhone, the top iPhone, or the top Pixel, and take 4K photos with those, and make sure your lighting's right. Take it at the right time of the day. One of my Airbnbs, I took it at like 1:30. Not saying that it was just for that particular place, but just how the trees and the shade and everything were. And I planned on taking them right at that time. So make sure I took really nice photos on this one myself. Now, if you're not, to be honest with yourself, if you're not very good at taking photos and it's not coming even close to like what a professional photographer does, well, spend the money. Now, paying a photographer a few $100s to make sure you get the perfect photos is what you want to do. Because if you're going to have this Airbnb and you want to maximize the returns that you can get, well, spending a couple $100s up front for pictures that you can use, for years, that and multiple guests, well, if you can get 10 to 20% more, which is probably conservative compared to bad pictures I've been professionally done, you get 10% more. Let's say you're getting $80 a night. You turn that in $95 to $100 a night with professional photos. Well worth it, in my opinion. That will pay for itself in a very short amount of time. So you got your new Airbnb. You got your professional photos done. You got a nice, enticing description. Well, the next step is you need to start getting clients. So you're probably wondering, well, how am I going to set the pricing? Well, make sure you are accurate in your pricing and honest with yourself. You're not just competing with other Airbnbs, you're competing with hotels too. There's multiple options for someone to stay at, and especially if they just need a place to stay and a bed to sleep on, then maybe a hotel would work fine for them, or maybe this. So make sure that you have it, put yourself in someone else's shoes. Now, if your Airbnb is comparable to a Super 8, and it has Super 8 kind of level quality, like decent quality, nice and clean, well, you might keep it around the Super 8, depending on how big it is and how many bedrooms and how many people can sleep. So be honest with yourself on your pricing. I know a lot of people, especially if they haven't been in the real estate game, or haven't been in sales or anything else, a lot of times we can think that our stuff is nicer and worth more than what it is. You really need to get out of that mindset and focus on the consumer mindset. What would you pick? Now, so you want to keep it within there, so make sure you check other Airbnbs as well, see what they are. There's some that are pretty nice out there, and they just have bad photos and stuff, and they like posting for like $50 a night when The Super 8 there is like $65 a night, and they have 2 bedrooms, but they have terrible photos and a bad description. Well, so you're already going to cover the first 2, and you're going to be able to beat them on that. So you just need to make sure that your pricing is accurate. Now, what I suggest is I keep my pricing pretty darn close to market on my Airbnb. Now, if there's like a availability and it's getting close, then I offer a promotion and get that price down and get it filled, because some money, even if you're giving 20% off, is better than no money. When you're in the Airbnb business, make sure that you are showing value for your pricing. So when you're making your pricing competitive with others around there, and you've got nice photos, then you can raise your rates, because you're creating value. So make sure you create value and keep your rates competitive in the beginning. And that leads me to the next step: getting noticed. Well, up to this point, you've probably been doing a pretty decent job on once people are on your listing and they see, oh yeah, this is a pretty nice listing. But how are they going to find it when there's like 500 other listings in your area? If you're on the last page, it can be very pretty and stuff, but if it's not getting noticed, you're going to have a hard time getting people in there. So you can create a promotion, not only to reduce the rates, but Airbnb will promote your listing a lot higher than a non-promotion one, especially a new listing. So if you're getting a 20% promotion on a first week or 30%, take advantage of that, because that will get people in the door, and then you can offer them great service. And then, which the other part, you're going to try and get those good reviews. Reviews will also help you on the search engine optimization of Airbnb. So you'll have, you'll got someone in the door, take good care of them, and and then be very, if they message you about something, you want to be on it with your first guests. If they message you, you want to be responding, drop everything, pull over if you need to, and respond to what they have, especially on the first day of check-in. You want to make sure that there will be some kinks that you're going to work out, but if you have a good guest, they'll see that if they have a problem and you work to resolve it, well, that's going to go way higher in their minds than even, oh, well, you forgot to set out the towels, or you didn't tell them where the towels were. And if they want to take a shower and you didn't respond for 5 hours, well, they're already angry. So you can bring them the freshest, nicest towels and rose petals and stuff. Well, they just wanted their dang towels to take a shower. But if you respond right away, like, oh, hey, I'm so sorry about that. They're in the linen closet. I apologize, I didn't tell you. Well, that's probably not going to, in their mind, you took care of the situation, and they probably will, leave you a nice review if they're a decent person. Now, you can do everything possible and take care of everyone's wants and stuff, and you will still have people that just like to complain. I repeatedly check in with my guests and make sure they're doing all right. If I can get them anything, if they're buying anything, offer if they are looking for a place to eat, if they need a recommendation. I am sending them messages like, hey, feel free to respond, but if you need anything, just let me know. That'll save you. If they have a problem and you resolve it, then usually you're all good. You can still get a good review. Now, so you want to have this open line of communication to make sure that they feel free to message you if they're having a problem, because the last thing you want is them just to not tell you about a problem that they had, and then they could write a review about it. Well, if you are a good Airbnb host, you're working to resolve, especially if you have a new Airbnb, there will be kinks and stuff, and there'll be things that you don't necessarily think about. But as long as you're there to solve them, and then you can improve for them and then the next guest, and make sure, oh yeah, this is what I need to do. So just make sure you have that open line of communication, that you can resolve anything before it hits in a public space. When you can set up to make your Airbnb all automatic, one, that you're going to stand out above all these other amateurs when it comes to Airbnb. You're going to look like a professional and get very good reviews due to that, and you will not have to work as much for the Airbnb. Keep you on task. Now, when you do that, also use these messages to get the reviews. Not only do you help these people, but people are busy. Once they check out, they could have a great stay. It's like, yes, everything was great, and they have a long travel back home, and then back at work the next day. So they might completely forget to ever give you a review, even if they are more than willing to. Use that scheduled messaging to send them a thing the next day. After they check out, I usually don't like to bother them the day of checkout, because they're busy traveling and stuff. The last thing they need on their plate is to think about a review for you. But if they're happy, if they're angry, they probably could just right away just start writing out. But you're educating yourself. You're the cream of the crop of the Airbnb business, so you are going to get the good reviews. So you want those good reviews, so you're going to use the scheduled messaging to send to them to get the reviews. So they say, hey, we really appreciate your stay with us. We would love to have you back anytime, and have a scheduled message saying, hey, please let everyone else know. We greatly appreciate your stay and your business. Just something simple like that is all you need. Another way you can automate on Airbnb is your pricing. Now, at this point, you've already done your homework. You've figured out how much you should be charging for your Airbnb. You've checked other Airbnbs. You checked the other hotels. And so you got your price down, what your nightly rate is. So you can set that in Airbnb, that price, and that'll be your floor price on any night. And then you can also select dynamic pricing. So Airbnb will automatically adjust your pricing upwards based on how many people are searching for that, and the hot dates. And so sometimes it'll increase the weekends, and a large event in town, it will also increase for that. Now, it works pretty well, but it also leaves a lot of money on the table. Now, there's some places, let's say college towns, where they have just, they have football game weekends, and they're a smaller town, and, come football games, the whole entire town is booked, all the Airbnbs is booked, all the hotels are booked. So you want to make sure that you captured that profit there, because you can make your entire month on a weekend or two, especially when it's huge weekends like that. Even with dynamic pricing on, you could definitely leave hundreds, thousands of dollars in the course of a year on the table if you don't know your area and pay attention to when to increase the football game weekends, graduation weekends, for example, just major events that are coming into town. Make sure you see what's going on and check the hotels. The hotels, they got this dialed in to a science, exactly. So if you see that their rates are quite a bit higher, we'll check in what's going on that weekend. How can you provide more value? Is there something that you can do to attract those guests to what you're looking for, the ones that are coming in for there? So definitely use that automatic pricing adjustment for Airbnb, because you're just going to leave a ton of money on the table, and you might not be looking at it all the time to, every single day exactly what you should charge, and just set your floor price, and then, let Airbnb do the rest on that part. except for those major events coming in town. Look at that, or you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. So definitely use this or another service that does that as well. Keep it clean. There's no better way to get good reviews than having a very clean spot. And also importantly, there's no quicker way to get bad reviews if you do not have a clean Airbnb. Now, just a few tips. That the toilet, all around, clean that like crazy, inside and out. People are going to judge you. They're going to get in, check in. First thing they're going to do is go use a bathroom, and that's not the first thing you want them to see is a dirty bathroom from before. So keep that clean. You don't need a deep clean necessarily everything. If you do, that's great. And if you're doing it yourself, I would recommend deep cleaning everything. It can be kind of difficult and kind of wreck you if you're paying $400 or $500 every time someone stays at a place to have it deep cleaned by professional maid service. So there's some things that you just roll clean, like every other stay or whichever else. So like wiping down all the cabinets and stuff like that. It's not something that needs to be done every 2 nights after your guest stays there. But yeah, make sure that bathroom's clean, and the microwave and fridge is clean. Get rid of any food, leftover food from previous guests. Definitely take out the trash. Just get it all clean. Just think about when you walk into a hotel, kind of that level of cleanliness. That's definitely going to make sure you get a lot better reviews, and that's actually one thing that people rate you on. So keep it clean and get those great reviews. Add value to your listing. So you already got the pictures taken professionally, preferably, so you can get the guests in there, get your bookings. You create a great listing description. People like what they see. It's accurate, easy to read. Well, give them something extra that you might not even advertise on there. It doesn't cost any money at all, but you like to have when you're traveling. Example, maybe you have on your big screen TV, put an HDMI cable back there. They're like $10. And most people travel with laptops, so they can just plug it right in. They can stream their favorite shows, Netflix, Hulu, whatever else. I'd recommend providing Wi-Fi. Most people expect it, so make sure you provide Wi-Fi. But you got on Wi-Fi, that HDMI cable, there's a lot of people that would really go far, because not many people travel with an HDMI cable. Now, I just scratched the surface of a lot of things that I've learned and what is important to guests. Now, there's quite a bit more to running Airbnb that you can learn from experience or keep on educating your knowledge. Also, if you don't want to have all that trial and error and you just want someone who knows how to do this and who can maximize the amount of profit on an Airbnb and around the Denver metro area or Colorado ski town, I'd be more than happy to talk with you. Just give me a call, send me an email, check out my website. Information is in the description below, and we can talk about what it will take to manage your Airbnb and what I can provide for you, so you can be completely hands-off and I can take care of all of it, and then you could just collect the checks. Maybe you have a vacation home that's in a Colorado ski town and you go skiing maybe 2-5 times a year, and the rest of the time it's just sitting. Well, let's make some money off that. So you can have Airbnb, you can block off the dates that you want. Just let me know the dates that you want to come back, and then I can handle everything else and take care of all of this for you, that you don't have to touch it, and you can come there to your place and have go skiing. So please reach out to me. I'm James Hund, denverhomestay.com. Remember to like, show a little love to that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates regarding the Denver metro area housing market or real estate tips. Thank you, and bye, friend.